Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Mahabharata character series. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing the character of Arjuna, and last time we discussed how Arjuna, with the help of Krishna, he won the battle at Khandava, defeated all the Devatas, and Mayadanav surrendered to Arjuna, and he made such a wonderful assembly hall, unparalleled, all by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So this is what we have discussed so far. So after this, and in that Khandava war battle, Arjuna got Gandiva, he got his chariot, and Yudhishthir Maharaj, after getting this assembly hall, Narad Muni came there, and we discussed how he was describing the assembly halls which are there in the universe. And he was describing the assembly hall of Yamraj, and he told that your father Pandu is staying there. And Yudhishthir Maharaj became very anxious to hear more about his father. So Narad Muni said, yes, he is doing well, but he has a desire that you perform Rajasuya Yagya. And also Yudhishthir Maharaj, he wanted to do Rajasuya Yagya because he wanted to establish the supremacy of Krishna. He wanted Krishna to be worshipped as Agra Purusha, the foremost of the personalities. So hearing the instructions of Narad Muni, Yudhishthir Maharaj started doing all the preparations for the Yagya, and the foremost requirement was that he should conquer all the four directions. So Yudhishthir Maharaj sent his brothers to all the four directions. He sent Arjuna to the northern side, which was the most difficult. And Arjuna, he kept on conquering all the kings. Many surrendered voluntarily. Many had a fight with Arjuna. And Arjuna defeated everyone. And ultimately, he came to Himalayas. And from Himalayas, there is a way to go to the higher realms. So just like we have heard that, in Ganga, there is a way that Bhima once, when he was poisoned by Duryodhan, he went to the lower regions of Nagaloka. Similarly, there is a way to go to the higher realms through Himalayas. So Arjuna, he was so very powerful, he went ahead to conquer those higher realms also. So as he was entering those higher realms, the guards there, the higher beings who were guarding the entrance, they spoke. They said, "Oh Arjuna, you are a human being, you cannot go any further now. And why do you want to fight? We know that you are a godly person, saintly person, you are a devotee of Krishna. And why do you want to transgress the laws of the nature? This place is not for the humans. What do you want?" So Arjuna, he said, actually, I don't want to fight with you. I just want to establish the imperial glory of Yudhishthir Maharaj. He is going to do a Rajasuya Yagya, and I want that all of you should offer tributes to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And that's why I have come here. So all the celestial beings, they very happily said, "Oh, surely we will come and offer our tributes. We know that you are all godly people, you are saintly people, you are devotees of the Supreme Lord. And there is no need to fight with us." For sure, we will come and offer tributes, and we will come and we will provide abundant gifts to you. And even if you come, you will not see anything here, because the celestial beings and the celestial things, they are not perceivable by the mundane material vision of the earthly beings, because they are on the higher level of existence. So we can see that in this case, all the celestials, they acknowledge the glory of Pandavas. Actually, the scriptures, they tell that anyone who takes to spiritual life, he is glorious. His glories are sung not just on this planet, his glories are sung even in the heavens. So, as we know that Pandavas, they were glorious, and their glories were spread everywhere. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described that Yudhishthir, he was so glorious, so wonderful, that even Devatas would sometimes envy the abundance and the opulence of Yudhishthir. Sampada kritavo loka mahishi bhrataro mahi jambudvipadipathyam cha yashascha tridivangatah. The yasha, the fame of Yudhishthir and Pandavas, it spread all over the universe, all the three planetary systems. The opulence of Yudhishthira Maharaj was even, desired by the Devatas. The fame was spreading everywhere because Kimte Kama Surasparha Mukunda Manaso Dvija Mukunda Manaso Dvija. Because all the Pandavas, they were devotees of Krishna. They had Krishna always in their mind. That's why they were respected by everyone. We may feel that in this world we don't see a devotee or a spiritualist being glorified by people. Yes, it may be the case that the spiritualists, a devotee may not be publicly glorified by non-devotees or those who are materialists. But in the heart of their hearts, they are aware that this person is a person of integrity and values. And in times of need and in times of distress, all these people, they prefer to come to a person who is spiritual, who has values, who has integrity, and take guidance from him. So that is how we have to understand. This is the greatest service we can do to the humanity. By ourselves, becoming ourselves serious in spiritual life. That is the greatest service we can do, because the most important need in this world is today is the clarity of vision. People in the world, they have lost the clarity of thoughts. Why a thing should be done, that is very difficult to understand. People, they are just, as they say, it is a rat race, dog eat dog world, as they say. People have lost their vision. Spirituality, Krishna consciousness, that is the vision. As Srimad Bhagavatam describes, that this is the torchlight for the humanity. To dispel the ignorance and the darkness and the confusion of this world, the torchlight of scriptures are required. So therefore, a spiritualist, a devotee, always aspires to himself becomes or herself become very, very strongly rooted in the spiritual life, understand the philosophy of the spiritual scriptures, understand the life, see this world from the eyes of scriptures. We have to put a spectacle of the scriptures, that is called Shastra Chakshu. Because at present, because of the glamour and the propaganda, our vision has become blurred. We need to put a spectacle. And that is the spectacle of scriptures. We have to see the world through the eyes of Krishna. We have to see the world through eyes of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And anyone who takes to this spiritual life is glorious. So all these celestials, they are glorifying Pandavas. That, why do you want to fight? You are such glorious devotees of the Lord. So they say, even if you enter, you will not be able to see anything. Because it is a higher realm. Higher does not mean geographical location, because what is up for Indians, if the people of India, they say, oh, God is up there somewhere. So the up is not the same for the people who are staying in America, because Earth is round. So up for India is down for America. So what is this up? Higher regions. So higher planetary systems or higher regions, that is in the karmic sense. So those who have done better karmic activities, better, karma, as they say, they live at the higher levels of existence and they have better facilities of life. They have more freedom. That's why coming to spiritual life means a life of freedom. Many times people say, oh, spirituality, I don't want to go too much into this spiritual life, because so many restrictions are there, so many regulations are there. But actually, the regulations are regulative principles of freedom. It is just like a kite. If the kite is attached to the string, the kite can go up, up, up high in the air. But if the string is cut, it may look that, oh, now there is no regulation. The kite can go anywhere. But what will happen in due course of time? The kite will fall down. Kite will come on the ground down. Similarly, people in the world, they think, oh, I don't want all these regulations. I want to live a free life. But in the name of living a free life, people are freely going to lower levels of existence. By breaking all the rules and laws of nature, people are going to the lower levels of existence. As Bhagavad Gita says, Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasah jaganya guna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasah. People who live a life of purity, they are promoted to higher levels of existence. Those who live an average life, they stay on the earthly systems. Those who live sinful life, breaking the laws of nature, they are demoted. They are thrown down to lower species of life. So the type of life which we choose now, it decides our next destination. As it is said, we are dressed for and dressed by our desires. Very interesting statement. We are dressed for. That means whatever desires we had in the past life, we get a body based on those desires. We are dressed by our desires. And we are dressed for our desires and we are dressed by our desires. Because of our previous lives' desires, we have this body now. And the type of desires we have now, it will decide our next body. So therefore, these celestials, they are telling, oh, even if you come here, you will not see anything. Because we have a different body. And in the fire sacrifices, we hear in the scriptures that devatas, they appear. So devatas, they grant their benedictions so that they can be seen by people. We cannot barge into the kingdom of, heavenly people. It's simple, right? We cannot just barge into even a foreign country. We need to have the proper visa and passport. Then only we can enter. We cannot just, barge into the kingdom of any country of this world. What to speak of kingdom of heavens and kingdom of God? So Arjuna, he was satisfied hearing this, and he got so much from these celestial beings. So many gifts were given that Duryodhan, when he heard, his envy was inflamed. And that is the nature of envy. I can't tolerate what you have, especially if you have more than what I have. That is intolerable. There is a story. One time, a man was praying to God, "Oh God, please give me. I have so many things I desire. Please give me all these things." God said, "Okay, I'll give you, but one condition. Whatever you will get, your neighbor will get double of that." He said, "Okay, no problem, chalega." So he asked, "Let me have a best of the car." And the car was there. And lo and behold, his neighbor had two. "I want most wonderful, posh, home, a house full of all the facilities." And the neighbor had two. This man, started becoming very, very disturbed and jealous. And then he thought, "Okay, oh Lord, please make me blind in one eye." And neighbor was completely blind. That is envy. I am ready to harm myself if the other person suffers more. Duryodhana was really envious. And he planned so many things. He planned for the gambling match. And ultimately, Pandavas, they lost everything. Even Draupadi was lost by Yudhishthir. Bhima, he was so angry. He said, he actually got up and he started shouting at Yudhishthir. He said, "I'll burn the hands of Yudhishthir because he had gambled Draupadi with these hands." He was really furious. Yudhishthir, he was completely silent, hearing all these things. He gave no clarifications, no justifications. Because he understood that, when a person is in peak of emotions, naturally he may speak some harsh words, especially if somebody is a relative. Those words should not be taken seriously because we should know that these words are coming from an afflicted heart. So Yudhishthir just heard, didn't say anything. But Arjuna, he had to say something. He had to, calm down Bhima. So he said, "Oh Bhima, how can you say these words? Don't you know that Yudhishthir cannot do anything which is against the dharma? And don't you know that he gambled because he was ordered by the superiors? And why are you speaking all these words? You are just making our enemies more and more happy. They want to create dissension among us. And you are helping them." So Bhima actually accepted. He understood, yes, what Arjuna is saying is true. So Arjuna is such a wonderful personality. He is known for being very, very powerful, chivalrous, at the same time being calm, always, making decisions in the right way. We'll see one of the decisions which Arjuna makes in another instance of Mahabharata. We'll see in some time. So Arjuna, he calmed down Bhima. And then ultimately they lost everything. They had to go to forest one day. So yeah, before that, after they lost everything, all the Pandavas, they were really furious. Everybody took vows. Bhima, he took a vow that I will kill all the 100 Kauravas. I'll break the thigh of Duryodhan. I'll, tear apart the chest of Dushashan. I'll, rip apart the hands of Dushashan. Because Dushashan was the one who tried to disrobe Draupadi. Arjuna took a vow that I will kill Karna, because Karna was the one who gave idea of disrobing Draupadi, and he was the one who silenced Vikarna. Vikarna was the only one who was protesting that no, this is not the right thing. from Kaurava's side. So Karna, he silenced Vikarna also. So everybody took vows, and then they had to go to forest. They were living in the forest. It was sheer agony for them. All the Pandavas, Draupadi. Draupadi was more disturbed and sad seeing the condition of her husbands. She was already sad, and because whenever she would remember the insult she had to go through. But to see her dear husbands in such situation, it was more, distress for her. So one day, Bhima became again very angry. He said, "Why are we sitting in this forest? We should go and attack Kauravas and get our kingdom back." So Yudhishthir, he had to again pacify Bhima. Whenever somebody gets angry, many times, when good instruction is given and a person is intelligent enough, he accepts those instructions. That is what we have to learn, because when many times when we become angry and good instructions are given, we become more angry. But a cultured person is one who hears good instructions and understands, and gives up the anger. So Bhima, he was very angry, and Yudhishthira said, how can you suggest such a thing? We don't have any weapons, we don't have army, and all the Kauravas, they have such powerful weapons, they have huge army. How we will fight with them? So Bhima, he understood. He started thinking. He became silent. Then after a few days, Vyasdev came there, and Vyasdev, he said, actually, I knew what you all are thinking, and I have come to help you. I have come to tell you how you can become more and more strong and powerful. This is how Krishna helps his devotees. Vyasdev is the avatar of Krishna. He is a literary incarnation. So Krishna, he is always ready to help his devotees. And that's why he arranges such situations where we can come out of a certain difficult situation, provided we are sincere enough, provided we are serious enough, we are prayerful enough. So when things are good in our life, the quality of our prayers, the quality of our thoughts, Krishna recognizes and notices all those things. When things are going on good and there is no problem in life, how serious, how eager, how surrendered we are, how helplessly we are taking shelter of Krishna by chanting, by reading, by being with devotees. Krishna notices all that. And when times of crisis come, Krishna sends proper help. Either he inspires through the heart as Paramatma, or he sends one of his representatives. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Satata yuktanam, anybody who is always engrossed and engaged in my service, bhajatam pritipurvakam, who is serving me with faith, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. Actually, Krishna takes a devotee out of the problem. That's what Krishna has promised. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. So this is the faith a spiritualist should have, a devotee should have. Krishna is there to protect me. Avashya rakshive Krishna iti vishwas palan. And throughout Srimad Bhagavatam and scriptures, we see with that when devotees, they are in problems, Krishna comes or sends his devotees, just like now Vyasdev is coming. We know the story when Durvasa came and Draupadi had eaten from that Akshay Patra. Krishna personally came and helped Pandavas and Draupadi. So we have to learn to see the hand of God. Krishna will come in various ways, in various forms to help us. We should have the intelligence to recognize that help. This is coming from Krishna. Just like Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Delhi, before going to America, he was in Delhi and he was printing Back to Godhead magazine and he was distributing. One person came and said, "Oh, Swamiji, you are working so much and you are printing this. But people will read and they'll throw this newspaper or magazines. You should write books. That will stay." Srila Prabhupada, he took it as the message from his spiritual master, message from Krishna. We should have that intelligence to decode, oh, this is coming from Krishna. So Vyasdev came and he said, he took Yudhishthir aside and said, "Oh Yudhishthir, I will give you a mantra, very special mantra called Prati Smriti mantra. And with this, a person can go anywhere very quickly. So you initiate Arjuna in this mantra, and Arjuna can go to Himalayas and do tapasya, and he can please the devatas and get celestial weapons from them. That's how you all can increase your strength." So, and one more thing, he said, Vyasdev, he said, "Don't stay at one place for long. Because you all are Kshatriyas, you have to practice your military skills, archery, and you have to kill some animals. Of course, they would kill animals who would destroy the ecology, which would harm the people. But if Kshatriyas, they stay at one place, they will kill more animals." So therefore Vyasdev was concerned about the ecology also. That is the Vedic culture. So Vyasdev said, "Don't stay at one place because you will disturb the ecology of this place by killing more animals." So Vedic culture is a culture of harmony, where one understands the needs of others. I'm not just concerned about my need, but the need of others also. It is a culture of responsibility. It is not a culture of exploitation. That is how the scriptures are. It teaches one to be sensitive. The sensitivity is the most important thing, which is now getting extinct. Because living in the 21st century, with all the gadgets and the media, people have become insensitive. Because they don't interact with people, they interact with machines. And machines, they don't have feelings. People interact with machines more. And that is how they are now, becoming. They have become insensitive. People, as Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was saying once that people, so things are meant to be used and people are meant to be loved. But now what has happened is things are loved and people are used. So insensitivity is going down. But Vedic culture of sensitivity. So that's why Vyasdev said, "Please don't stay here." And then he departed. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he waited for some time because it was very, very difficult for Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Pandavas to be separated from Arjuna. They had all very thick, loving relationship. So he waited. But then Yudhishthira Maharaj saw, actually, I have to give this mantra to Arjuna. I cannot wait any longer. Because some decisions, they may look unpalatable, but intelligent person sees the greater, higher picture, and he takes decisions accordingly. Now, there are two words, Shreyas and Prayas. Prayer means I will see the immediate benefit. Shreya means long term benefit, long term vision, not just short sighted vision, long term vision. So, in spiritual life, many times the rules and regulations may look very difficult to follow. They are binding, because we may have our likings. And after coming to spiritual life, we come to know that okay, these are not the right things. We should learn to give up our, you know, likings and priorities to advance in spiritual life. That is what is called as anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable for spiritual life. That is how we can begin spiritual life. So Yudhishthir, he called Arjuna, he gave him the mantra, and he told all the others also. Everybody was sad, especially Draupadi, because Draupadi, Arjuna was very dear to her, and she was very sad, and she was crying and telling, I pray to the Lord that you don't have to take birth in the warrior class again, because as a warrior you have to undergo so many troubles. Better to live as a ascetic, a mendicant, peaceful. She said, I suffer every day remembering the insult I had gone through, but I am suffering more now because now I have to be separated from you. So please take care of yourself, and please come back. Let all success be yours. Go and get the glory. In this way, Arjuna, he, departed, circumambulated all the Pandavas, took blessings from Yudhishthir, Bhima, embraced Nakul, Sahadev, and then he departed, started going up to the higher regions of Himalayas. And because, he had this mantra, he was, going very fast. He was taking huge, giant leaps. And as he was going ahead, he was feeling more and more rejuvenated and excited. And he reached a plateau. And there, he heard a voice. The voice said, what are you doing here? This is the place of ascetics. And you look like a Kshatriya. Give up your weapons and do meditation. Arjuna turned around and he saw a Brahmana sitting doing meditation. This Brahmana said, you are a warrior. You have no need to be here, but because now you have come here, just give up your Gandiva, give up your bow and sit and do meditation, and then you will experience happiness. I said, no way. I am not going to put aside my Gandiva. I have come here, I have to help my brothers. I cannot give up my Gandiva. And he was very strong and firm. Seeing such dedication and devotion of Arjuna to his brothers, the Brahmana smiled and revealed his real identity. He said, I am Shakra. Shakra means Indra. Shakra is a acronym for Shatakratu. Shatakratu means one who has done 100 Ashwamedh Yagya. Shatakratu. Kratu means one who has done. Shortcut. Shakra. So he said, I am Shakra. I am very pleased by your devotion and determination. Ask for benediction. Arjuna was delighted because he was thinking, oh, I don't know how I will meet Indra and how I will go to heaven, how I will get weapons from Indra. And now Arjuna was happy that, oh, Indra came himself. Indra said, ask for benedictions. Arjuna said, your real weapons. I want to help my brothers in the war which is due in future. Indra said, why do you want weapons? I can and you can enjoy there. Why do you have to undergo all this hard, difficult fight battle? Arjuna became very angry. He said, how can I ever give up my brothers? They are suffering in the forest, and how can I even think of enjoying in the heaven? Please give me weapon. I cannot abandon my duty. So Indra became very happy and satisfied. Actually, Indra was testing Arjuna. He tested Arjuna in two ways. First, as a Brahmana, he said, why do you want to, acquire all these weapons? Live a peaceful life of an ascetic. You will have tranquility in your life, peace. People want that peace. Many times people, they come to spiritual life, thinking that I'll become peaceful. But yes, there is a peace, but it is a peace of heart. Peace of mind may not be possible always, but a spiritualist is always peaceful at heart, because he knows that whatever is happening in my life, it is by the arrangement of Krishna. And that's why he is peaceful, because he knows Krishna is in control. He is a supreme controller. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So first Arjuna was tested. Indra said, okay, you become peaceful. Why do you want to fight? Why do you want weapons? And second, he offered temptations of heavenly pleasures. This is also very, very difficult to give up. When the temptations come of the pleasures of this world, very difficult. Arjuna, he remained fixed in his duty. That's how in our life we'll be tested many times. Sometimes allurements will come in the form of peace, in the form of enjoyment. Arjuna was tested. Many times he was tested. As I was telling this story, in the Mahabharata, it comes that after the war was over, Ashwatthama, he came, he wanted to take revenge. He came and killed all the 5 sons of Draupadi, thinking that they are Pandavas. Arjuna took a vow that I will, bring the head of Ashwatthama. He, told Draupadi. And Arjuna went along with Krishna. He arrested Ashwatthama. He didn't kill him, because Ashwatthama was a Brahmana. Krishna was telling, oh, why are you, leaving him? Kill him. The Supreme Lord is telling, kill. Arjuna said, no, no, no. He brought him to the camp. Draupadi also said, please don't kill him. He is the son of a Brahmana. He is the son of your teacher. We are supposed to respect. Although Draupadi's sons were killed by this person, but just see the soft-heartedness of a lady, of a devotee. She says, no, I don't want her mother to suffer the same way I am suffering. So Krishna was saying, kill him. Draupadi is saying, don't kill. Yudhishthir, hearing the arguments of Draupadi, was convinced. He said, no, don't kill. Bhima is saying, kill him. Krishna said, look, you have to pacify and satisfy Draupadi, Bhima, Yudhishthir, and me also. Such a difficult test. So many opposing opinions, and you have to pacify and satisfy everyone. How could Arjuna do this? Arjuna sahasa gyaya harer hardam mathasina manim jahar murthanyam dujasya saha murdajam. It was a test. It was a test for Arjuna. What Arjuna did? He knew the heart of Krishna. Harer hardam. He knew the heart of Krishna. Therefore, he could find the exact solution. He cut off the hair and the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama, because that is the punishment given for a Brahmana. Brahmana should never be killed. So, our acharyas, they tell that this is the test which will come in the life of everyone. Arjuna was tested. Evam parikshata dharma. Pariksha, pariksha hui. Very common Hindi word, pariksha. Srila Prabhupada, he writes a brilliant purport to that verse. He says, Lord Krishna encouraged Arjuna just to test his sense of duty. And then Prabhupada writes, it was not that Arjuna was incomplete in his duty, and Krishna also knew that Arjuna is perfect. He was aware. Still, Krishna tested Arjuna. Why? Prabhupada writes, just to magnify the sense of duty. That's how Krishna will put every one of us into testing situations. Just to magnify our sense of duty. Three things will be tested in our life. First, our knowledge of scriptures. How much we have understood the philosophy, that will be tested. Therefore, we should not be sentimental followers. We should understand the scriptures. We should understand the philosophy. We should not be good weather devotees. Oh, things are going on good in my life. I will practice bhakti and spirituality. Oh, now things are not going good. Why Krishna is doing this? I will not practice spiritual life. That means we have not understood the philosophy. So our knowledge of Siddhanta will be tested. Second, our eagerness to practice devotion will be tested. How eager we are. Many things, many times situations will come where, okay, relax. Why we are so hurry? Why we are in so hurry? Just relax and practice spirituality at your own pace. How eager we are. That will be tested. And third, how steadfast we are in our adherence to the practice of spiritual life, especially bhakti. Because there are many ways, many paths, right? Why to practice only devotion? We can practice other things also. Karma, jnana, ashtanga. Why only bhakti? That will be tested. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes that just to magnify the sense of beauty, Krishna tested even gopis. Krishna tested Prahlad by putting him in so many difficult situations. All the great devotees of the Lord were tested. We will also be tested for sure. And we should be ready for the test. And if we come out, with glorious results, we will be rewarded. What are the rewards? Titikshama karunika surida sarvadehinam ajata shatrava shanta sadhavo sadhu bhushanam. Just like in the war, if the warrior is victorious, then he is awarded with medals. A devotee, a spiritualist, when he is put into testing situations and he comes out, successful, he is rewarded with the medals of wonderful qualities. Titikshava, tolerance. Karunika, compassionate. Surida sarvadehinam, being friendly to everyone. Ajata shatrava, having no enemy. Shanta, peaceful. These are the qualities which are rewarded to us when we pass the tests. So Indra tested Arjuna and Arjuna passed the tests. Indra said, I'm so very happy, I was just testing you. Surely I'll give you my weapons, but not now. You have to do the austerities to please Lord Shiva. After Lord Shiva is pleased and he gives his Pashupata Astra, then I will send my charioteer Matali and he will bring you to heavens, and there I will give you all the weapons. So Arjuna was very happy, and Indra disappeared. Arjuna started doing austerities to please the Lord Shiva. For first month, he was just eating fruits, some fruits once in 3 days. In the second month, some fruits once in 6 days. Third month, once in 15 days. Fourth month, he stopped eating anything. He was just uh, living on air, neither eating nor drinking. And was just standing on one toe with his arms raised, looking up. Intense tapasya, intense austerities. He became so powerful by his austerities that even devatas were getting disturbed, because he became so very effulgent and heat started coming out of his body. All the celestial beings were getting disturbed by the heat. When we hear such type of austerities, we think, well, they look like fairy tales. What can we do? What type of austerities we can do? We cannot do bodily austerities in Kali Yuga. Actually, Kali Yuga body is not meant for austerities. What austerity we can do? Our austerity is to be determined to follow the process of Krishna consciousness. Our austerity is to focus the mind while we are chanting. Our austerity is to read scriptures, apply the scriptures in our life. Our austerity is to develop vision of scriptures, Shastra Chakshu. That is the austerity which we have to follow. We have to do. To control the mind, to focus mind on spiritual instructions, not so easy. Because mind is full of desires. Mind desires so many things of this world. Our austerity is saying no to the desires of the mind. Saying no is the biggest austerity. And as we were discussing, some time back also, the biggest austerity is to, keep your mouth shut. Because the tendency to speak is so much. People, they like to speak so many of the things of the world. But they don't take out their time to speak about Krishna. That is the austerity. Austerity is to use our smartphones less, use the social media less. That is the austerity now. All these bodily austerity, not possible. Our austerity is at the level of our mind. So all the devatas, they were getting disturbed. They all went to Lord Shiva and said, "Oh Lord Shiva, this Falguni is doing so much intense tapasya." Falguni means Arjuna, another name of Arjuna. He's doing such intense tapasya, and it seems that he'll burn the entire universe. Please do something. So Lord Shiva said, "Don't worry. And I know he does not want heavens. You don't be worried about that. I know what is his intention. I'll satisfy him. You go away. You go back." So Shiva, he satisfied all the celestials. They went back, and Lord Shiva is Ashutosh. He came down and he appeared in front of Arjuna. But again, he also wanted to test Arjuna. So he came as a hunter. He was dressed as a hunter, and Uma also came. She was also dressed as a wife of a hunter. All the associates, hobgoblins, ghosts, they also came. They also, transformed themselves as the associates of this hunter. And as Lord Shiva came, a demon also appeared at that place. And he saw Arjuna sitting, eyes closed, doing austerities. He thought, "I will kill this human, I'll eat him." So he was planning, he started charging towards Arjuna to kill him. Hearing the sound, Arjuna opened his eyes and he saw this, because this demon took a form of a boar. wild, powerful boar charging towards Arjuna. Arjuna opened his eyes, immediately took up his Gandiva, and he was about to shoot an arrow. At the same time, Lord Shiva, he also took up his bow and he also shot an arrow. So both the arrows, they hit this boar and the boar was dead. The demon who came to kill Arjuna, he was killed by 2 arrows. So Arjuna, he became very angry. He said, "Who are you? You have transgressed the laws of the Kshatriya war. I found that boar and I shot my arrow first. And why did you shoot him? Why did you shoot your arrow? I will punish you." Lord Shiva smiled and he laughed and said, "Oh, who are you? You are dressed as a sadhu and you are carrying a bow. What are you doing here? You are supposed to live as a sadhu. Why are you having a bow in your hand? And I found this boar first. I shot arrow first." In this way, there was a fight going on, verbal fight. And then, both of them said, "Oh, let's fight now. We will have to decide." So both started fighting, shooting arrows. Arjuna, he was shooting all his powerful arrows and Lord Shiva was countering them. And many of the arrows were just entering the body of Lord Shiva and disappearing in the body, and nothing was happening to Lord Shiva. Arjuna was shocked, surprised. What is happening? He started invoking all the powerful weapons, celestial arrows, shooting them. Nothing was happening to Lord Shiva. Arjuna was completely shocked, confused, exhausted, to such an extent that his quiver, which was given by Varuna, it was inexhaustible. The inexhaustible quiver also became empty. Arjuna was fearful and angry because he had never seen such an opponent. He remembered that, in the Khandava war, I had defeated all the gods, all the devatas. It seems that this person is even somebody higher than devatas. So now all the arrows were exhausted. He hurled his bow and threw at Lord Shiva. The bow also disappeared. Took out his sword and threw. The sword also disappeared. Arjuna was completely overwhelmed. Then he ran and started hitting Lord Shiva with his fists. And nothing was happening. Fight started with fists. And in a short time, Lord Shiva, he caught hold of Arjuna. Arjuna was trying his best, but he was not able to do anything. After some time, Lord Shiva released him and Arjuna fell back. He was shocked and devastated and completely confused what to do now. He remembered Lord Shiva. He offered flowers on the image of Lord Shiva which he was worshipping. Immediately, wonderfully, he saw that those same flowers fell on the head of this hunter. Arjuna understood, oh, this person is none other than Lord Shiva himself. He ran and offered obeisances, fell down flat, offered his respects. This is very wonderful, to understand that Arjuna, when he was in complete desperate situation, he remembered the superior personalities. Remembered Lord Shiva. Who is Lord Shiva? Actually, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, they are not much difference. There is not much difference. He is also the Supreme Lord. Shiram yadhadadi vikara vishesh yogat. Just like the curd and the milk. So, in the times of crisis, we should always take shelter of our superiors. Why not? Why in crisis only? In all times, we should always take guidance from the scriptures and from the superiors, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So as Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he says, when we don't know what to do, we should know what to do. Very interesting. Because in times of crisis, when nothing is coming up in the mind, completely confused, we should know now I have to take shelter of the superiors. That's what Arjuna did. He took shelter of Krishna. He said, "Oh Krishna, I'm completely confused. I don't know what to do. Please help me." So Lord Shiva, as Arjuna surrendered, Lord Shiva said, "I am very pleased with you. The type of strength and valor you have, it is unseen. You are almost equal to me in fighting. I am very pleased with you. Ask for benedictions." Arjuna was delighted. He said, "Oh Lord Shiva, I am so very pleased. I am so very fortunate to have your darshan. Please give me your Pashupatastra." And before that, he offered beautiful prayers to please Lord Shiva. He said, "Please give me your personal weapon." Lord Shiva said, "Yes, I'll give you. But you should know that this weapon is so powerful. No one can counter this weapon in all the three worlds. This weapon should not be used against humans. It should be used only against celestial beings. Because if it is used for wrong purposes, it may destroy the worlds." So therefore, when somebody gets a power should be used for right purposes. Otherwise, it may create more havoc, and it will not bring out anything good. It will not be constructive. Similarly, those who are in the superior positions in the society, because they have more powers, they should be very, very careful to use their powers in right ways. Otherwise, they can create havoc in the society. That's why in the Vedic times, all the kings, all the leaders, they were supposed to be the knowers of scriptures. They were supposed to be the devotees of the Lord. Because a person who knows the scriptures, he can only, use the knowledge in a right way. So in this way, Lord Shiva instructed Arjuna that this weapon, this can be discharged without a bow. It can be just discharged by mind or words. So be very careful. And don't use this weapon against humans. So then this Pashupatastra weapon personified appeared in front of Arjuna, Lord Shiva. And this weapon had 3 eyes. And it was looking very, very fearful. Actually, 3 heads, 9 eyes, 3 heads, 9 arms. And Lord Shiva, he gave that weapon to Arjuna. All the celestials, they, witnessed this wonderful feat of Arjuna. They showered flowers, congratulated Arjuna. And Arjuna, he received that gift and offered beautiful prayers. And Lord Shiva then departed. So we'll stop here. We'll continue next time what happened later. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful session. But just one question. If anybody else has a question, please you can ask. So, Prabhuji, one question. So there are provoking situations in all our lives, favorable, unfavorable. So how do we identify those unfavorable, what is unfavorable and what is favorable situation in our life? Because sometimes when you look around, certain most unfavorable situations became so favorable. Like if we see, I know it's a very high thing, like if we talk about Prabhupada, the way he was staying in the Gauri and, the people he was surrounded by, it seemed quite unfavorable, a situation.
Yeah. So basically, whether a situation is favorable or not, if it is not obvious, you know, our basic standpoint remains the same. We have to approach some superiors, simple, and ask them. If we are not able to understand and identify, is this favorable for me? Should I accept it as it is, or should I have to do something on this? Just like Srila Prabhupada, when his business was destroyed, fire started in the factory, he said, "Oh, Harishya tasyaham anugrihnami harishye tadhanam shanai." It is the mercy of Krishna. So if we are on that level and if we can understand that, okay, this is how Krishna wants to act in my life, I'll accept it. But if we are not able to understand, completely confused, like Arjuna, he was telling, I don't know why you are engaging me in fighting, oh Krishna. You never killed your relatives. Why are you telling me to kill my relatives? So he approached a superior personality. He approached Krishna. So in our lives, when things are not so much clear, so there is one thing to be in the crisis and do the crisis management. Second thing is, when there is no crisis, what we are doing at that time. Because Krishna gives intelligence to those people who do their endeavors in proper situations, in peaceful situations. As just now Kartik month went, two fingers too short. Our endeavor and mercy of the Lord, they both go together. So as I said earlier also, that when things are going on good, how we are struggling, how we are eagerly praying to give right intelligence in testing situations. Then Krishna will give the intelligence in difficult times. Then we will be able to understand that this is a proper situation, anukul, favorable or unfavorable. And even if we have tried our best, we have given our 100% in our peaceful times, still we are not able to understand, just go and ask a person, superior person, whom you think is qualified to answer my questions. And for sure, we will find one, if not many, at least one. Nobody can say, no, no, there is nobody superior than me. I don't find anyone. That was the problem of Duryodhan. He was not able to find even one person better than him. But we will surely find somebody, actually we'll find many who are on a superior position, who are very qualified to help us to decide whether this system, this situation is favorable or unfavorable. As simple as that. So we have this triad in our life: Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Our spiritual master, the devotees, and the scriptures. We have to have these three things in our life, and we have to hold on to these things very, very nicely. Regular reading of the scriptures, regular association and guidance from the superior personalities, and taking instructions from spiritual master whenever possible, personally or through his instructions. So this is the simple way, although it may not look simple in the crisis. But again, Krishna gives intelligence to people who are consistent in their practices. Many times we find some people, they come to spiritual life, do so many services, and then they are lost. It is just like, firecracker of Diwali, it goes on up very quickly, and then in few moments it is gone. We should not be like that. We should be practicing consistent devotional service. Consistency pleases the Lord more than just the flashes of light, which is just gives light for some time and then disappears. Consistent devotional service is more important. It may be simple. We don't have it is not required that you have to do big things to please Krishna. If service is there, you do big things. Otherwise, Krishna is pleased by simple services which we are doing, our regular chanting, our reading, even maintaining our family, our jobs in a Krishna conscious way. You know? So all these things they add up. And these things they help us in our crisis situations to help us to decide whether this is right or wrong. So these are our support systems, the devotees, the scriptures, and the spiritual master. They are the support systems we have, and we should, keep them in a proper situation. Just like if now in COVID situation, if the hospital says, "Oh, now we had a ventilator, but it is not working now," you know, so what is the hope for the patient? So we have our scriptures, we have our devotees, we have the spiritual master. Keep in touch with them regularly, read the scriptures, take association of devotees, understand the instructions. Then when problem will come, we'll be able to understand. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more. Sorry, is this sound coming?
No, no, Mata, you can speak.
Okay. So, Prabhuji, one more thing. The situation for Draupadi, they were both provoking, but her reaction to both the situation was completely different.
Which two situations?
One where she was, they tried to, the Asat Sabha, what happened over there, and the second one where her sons were killed. Both was
Where sons were killed. Okay, yeah.
So both the situations were difficult and adharmic. But the reaction which she gave to both the situation is completely different.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay. No, I said
Not here.
I think. So, Prabhuji, what I was saying was that
the response
was totally different.
Yeah.
So, how do we understand her response? In one situation, she said, get me the blood of Dushasan, I'll, only tie my hair once. And in the other situation, she says, no, forgive him. He's how much the mother will suffer. The superior was there also and here also. Like there also Gandhari was losing her sons. And over here, Kripi was losing her son.
Okay. So in the case of Ashwathama, because he was a Brahmana, that was the first argument of Draupadi. Dharmam, Nyayam, Sakarunam, Nirvyalikam, Samam Mahat. These are the 6 arguments which Draupadi gave. Dharmam, it is not dharma to kill a Brahmana. Nyaya, it is not nyaya because we have learned from Dronacharya, and Dronacharya is now still alive in his son. He's a Brahmana. Dharmam, Nyayam, Sakarunam. Sakarunam means she was concerned about Kripi, as you said. Nirvyalikam, duplicitous. We are Kshatriyas, and if we kill Brahmanas, we are supposed to protect Brahmanas, and if we kill Brahmanas, it is a duplicitous behavior. So, all these things, basically, Draupadi, she was more strong in her stance about this Ashwathama because he was a Brahmana. Although he was a Brahma Bandhu, he was not behaving as a Brahmana. But in the case of Dushasan, because he was Kshatriya and he, tried to insult. So naturally, it is a, natural emotion of any person if he is insulted. And that too, in an irreligious way, then a person expects and wants a revenge. But in the case of, that's why, this Arjuna, although he was, he represents another level. Although all the warriors are there, he's saying, no, I don't want to kill them. Better to be killed by them. So it depends many times on the situations, how a person responds because every person has a different mindset, and depending on the certain situations, some different emotions may come up. You know, but in the case of Ashwatthama, Draupadi was more concerned because he is a Brahmana, and in the case of Dushashan and this Asatsava, she was very angry because she tried her best. None of the superiors they helped. She was not angry against. She was not telling that no, I want to take revenge from the superiors, but she was telling that I want to take revenge from. Let me bring the head of Dushashan. I will wash my hair, as you said. So still, because she maintained a respect for the superiors, either for a Brahmana or the family elders. She didn't tell anything against Bhishma, Drona, that you did a wrong thing. Although she pleaded with them, but she didn't, tell anything wrong against them because they were elders. So in the Vedic culture, the culture of respect is so very deeply ingrained. And that's why Arjuna was telling, oh, they are my elders. Guru na hatva himahanubhava shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyam apiha loke. Hatvartha kamams tu guruini heva bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pratiktan. He's telling, oh, how can I kill my elders? They are my superiors, Bhishma, Drona, you know. So the culture of respect is very deeply ingrained in the Vedic culture. And for that matter, everything is respected. And if person is a Brahmana, because Brahmanas in the current situations, Brahmanas are like, they are no more Brahmanas. They are just for the namesake, 25 paisa Brahman thread people wear. They call themselves Brahman. But actually, Brahmanas were respected because Krishna also respects the Brahmanas. We hear in the pastime where four Kumaras they curse Jai Vijay. Krishna comes, Lord Vishnu comes out and tells that how I have become powerful, because I take the dust of the Brahmanas and devotees on my head. So that is the respect which Krishna gives to Brahmanas. So naturally, for a follower of Vedic Dharma, he will give respect to a person who is Brahmana and elderly personality. That's what I can tell about the two situations of Draupadi behaving in different ways.
Prabhuji, is it that the sin of killing and the sin of trying to disrespect a woman in a certain way, like by disrobing her, is more is worse than killing anybody?
See, in the scriptures, there is a very lots of subtle things. In the first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 17th chapter, when Parikshit Maharaj finds, in the 18th chapter, Parikshit Maharaj finds this Kali personified hurting a cow and a bull. He goes and asks Bull, who is responsible for this situation of yours? Bull says, I don't know. Kali, this person was standing right in front. It was obvious that this person is troubling and he is hurting Bull. The Bull says, oh, actually, I don't know. Some people say karma is the cause. Some people say deva is the cause. Some people say mind is the cause. Some people say, uh, so many things he says. And he says, you decide. So Parikshit Maharaj says, actually you are dharma. Because nobody can speak like this. So when a woman is insulted or anybody is mistreated, it is a duty of the government, it is a duty of the authorities and administration to take care of that and punish the person, punish the culprit. On a personal level, the lady or the person may say, okay, kill him or leave him. It is a duty of a person, of the government, of the king, to punish so that others will not take advantage of this. Although Draupadi said, don't kill him, Arjuna did the needful, right? He, uh, Bhagavatam says, Arjuna sahasagyaya harer hardam mathasina manim jahar murdhanyam dvijasya saha murdhajam. Arjuna knew the heart of Krishna. Krishna was testing him. Arjuna knew the heart of Krishna. So therefore what he did? He cut the hairs of Ashwatthama and removed the jewel from his head. Because it, according to the scriptures, these are the recommended punishment for a Brahmana. A Brahmana should never be killed. But punishment has to be given. Otherwise, if the culprit is not punished, then other people will take advantage of that. Oh, this person, because he's a Brahmana, he can do anything. No. You know. So on the side, on the part of Draupadi, she may say, oh, don't kill him, just leave him. But it is a king to do the needful and punish the sinful personality, the culprit. That is dharma, you know, and that's what all the Vedic kings they are teaching. You know, it was a responsibility of the king. Anything goes wrong in the kingdom, it is the king's responsibility to do the needful and correct the situation. So nobody should be insulted or mistreated. If somebody is mistreated or insulted, the action should be taken. It is a responsibility of the king. Therefore it is said that king shares the 1/6 of the sinful activities of the citizens and 1/6 of the pious activities of the citizens. So therefore it is the responsibility of the king to take care that people they don't commit sinful activities. If somebody is committing, he has to be punished. Current government, current authorities, and they don't understand this. People are just eager to go to the political throne so that they can become more and more rich. They can do more and more corruption many times. So that is what we have to understand from scriptures. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, can I ask one question?
Please.
Hari Bol, Mataji, can I go ahead? Hari Bol.
Gaur Vilas Prabhu?
Actually, Mataji is asking a question. I think.
Yes, that's what. Mataji, please go ahead.
Okay, Prabhuji, I just wanted to know about this. Prabhuji, can you hear me? Hari Bol.
Your question on the chat, I think there is some disturbance from your side.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I just wanted to know about this Ashwatthama. You said his shika was cutted and the jewel was removed. I didn't understand the jewel. What was the jewel you're talking about?
Ashwatthama had a jewel on his head.
On his?
Source of his power. I don't know the history of where he got this jewel, but he had a jewel, and that jewel made him very, very powerful. He got that from some tapasya he did. So that was the integral part of his body, and so Arjuna knew that. So he made him powerless by removing that jewel, and he just cut off the hairs of Ashwatthama in a funny way. That's what if you know that Rukmini also was punished by Krishna in the same way, because Rukmini, she pleaded, please don't kill my brother. So Krishna, he just gave him a funny haircut, removed the hair and the mustache and the beard half. Balramji chastised Krishna for that. Oh, relatives should not be dealt in this way. So that is the story of Ashwatthama. So he was punished in this way, and he was driven out of the camp. But still, Ashwatthama was still powerful. Still, he invoked again Brahmastras. Again, he shot the Brahmastras to kill the embryo and kill 5 Pandavas. So he shot 6 Brahmastras. So that was the story. And again, Krishna protected Parikshit, who was in the womb of Uttara, and he protected all the Pandavas also. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very good.
So we'll stop here.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Prabhupada ki jai.